Hello, and welcome to Dave's Delightful Dishes. As always, I'm Dave, and I'm delighted to have you visiting me in my kitchen today. And today, we're going to be playing with my wok. As you guys know, I've recently got this, and I've gotten to use it a couple of times, but there's always it's a really fun kitchen tool, and I like using it, and I'm really looking forward to using it tonight. We are going to do stir fry. Now, the first thing we're going to do with this stir fry is you got to prepare what you're going to put the stir fry on. So I've created white rice tonight, but I'm also going to link in the description the link to my chicken fried rice recipe, so that if you want to have something that's got a little more oomph in it besides just plain white rice, you certainly can do that. Or if you'd like, maybe you want to do lo mein. Give it a shot at whatever way you like it. But let's talk about the ingredients for the stir fry itself. First off, you have a pound of chicken. Now, I did a chicken breast and 2 chicken thighs, all boneless, skinless, and I've chopped it up to about like half-inch pieces to 1-inch pieces, varying sizes, so it's not too uniform. But it's all broken up so that it'll be nice little chunks, easy to eat. I have a half cup of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. You can find that in the Asian section of most supermarkets. Probably almost all supermarkets. Worst comes to worst, I'm pretty sure you could probably have it. You could probably order it and have it shipped to you if there really isn't any around. 2 tablespoons of rice wine or sake, or if you really can't get any Asian wines, then go with a dry sherry or a really dry white wine. And then 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I have 2 tablespoons of peanut oil for the frying. You can also use vegetable or canola oil, but you want something with a high smoke point because we're cooking pretty high, pretty hot on a wok. I have 2 cloves of garlic that are minced, and 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger, which I've peeled and then grated. And wow, you can really smell that ginger, and oh, does it smell good. 1/2 teaspoon salt, which I'm just going to take right out of the well. No sense messing up a ramekin. And then 2 cups of shiitake mushrooms that are sliced. Now, most markets, you can get them sliced already. As it happens, I have some logs out back that I have inoculated with shiitake spore, and I'm just waiting. Hopefully by spring, I'm going to start seeing some growth on them, and then I'll have my own. Until then, I'm tied to the market. But I'm almost clear of big mushroom. And then 1 pound of baby bok choy, which is chopped. Now, here's my advice on this. When you get bok choy at the market, it's going to be pretty gritty. So you want to rinse it really good. And then I have one of these salad spinners. So I really rinsed it out, and then I spun it in the salad spinner, and then I rinsed it some more. And that's after I chopped it to get as much of that grit out as possible. And then I have green onion, which I've sliced, just the green parts, which I'm going to use as a garnish at the end. And then also optionally, you can use sesame seeds or any other kind of topping bits that you like to put on top of your stir fry. I'm probably just gonna use the green onion today, but let your imagination go wild. It's your meal. You do it how you like it. So the first thing we have to do here now is we're going to take the chicken broth and the rice wine and the oyster sauce. And the oyster sauce is kind of sticky, so that's why I'm using a rubber spatula. And then the cornstarch. And that, static electricity is a heck of a thing with cornstarch. So you get all that in there. And now I'm going to have to stir that up and get it combined. And that's just going to take a second here. If worst comes to worst, you can use a whisk. But this is Asian cooking. So what's a whisk when I can use a chopstick? There we go. Now that is all mixed together and ready to go when it's time when we're cooking. So now we're going to head over to the cooktop, and we're going to get this fire on and get things cooking. It's all going to come together really quick. This is now nice and hot. I've got it on high heat, and as soon as I get the oil in, I'm going to bring it down to medium-high heat so I don't just scorch everything. But we want to keep this very hot. You know, wok cooking is all about speed and heat. And we're going to wait. We're going to, kind of move this around a little bit. Make sure that we've wet all the surface because we're about to put raw chicken in. But we're looking for this to start shimmering, which isn't going to take very long. You see how it's already getting lines? And then in goes the chicken. And of course, this is kind of loud, but we're going to keep this moving. All right. And this isn't going to take very long to cook. But you just want to keep it moving around the wok. I like keeping one hand on the wok because it is round at the bottom. So you push, it can start moving on you. All right, now this is probably going to take, 3 to 4 minutes for it to brown up a little bit. We want to make sure that it's no longer pink before we move on to the next step. So we'll see you back once that's ready to go for on to the next thing. It's been 3 minutes, and as you can see, the pink is out of the chicken. So there's some light meat and there's some dark meats. That's why you're seeing some coloration differences. But it's no longer pink, so this is cooked enough for it to finish its cooking while we're doing the rest of it. So now I'm going to add the ginger, and the garlic, and the ginger. And the half teaspoon of salt. Maybe a little bit more. And we're going to stir and mix this in until the ginger and the garlic become real fragrant, which is going to take about 30 seconds. It's not going to take very long. Oh, yeah, smell that. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the mushrooms. And we're going to have to cook these for about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to see how long that takes. It all, every day could be a little bit different. And we want these to really soften up and give up their water. But that's going to be about 3 to 4 minutes. As you can see, the mushrooms have given up their water, and they've reduced in size quite a bit. So now that these are ready, in's going to go the bok choy. And this seems like a lot, but remember what happens when you put vegetables in, like leafy vegetables into heat. This is going to be another 3 to 4 minutes of stirring this around, and then these should have reduced significantly as well, and we'll be ready to add the sauce for our final little bit here. Just keep it moving, keep stirring it, keep combining everything. You see that's already wilting quite nicely. So we'll be back again for the last bit here on the stove. Now you can see the difference between before and after with this bok choy. It wilts down and it's less than half the size. Now we have some of these little ends here might still be a little bit firm, but we still got a little bit of cooking left. And if those ends end up being a little too stiff at the end, then we can cook it a little bit longer till they've softened up, or we can discard those bottom pieces. Because there is plenty on this plate to go around. But now, we need to make a hole in the middle at the bottom here. And I'm going to do one last stir on this liquid mixture. And that's going to pour in right into the middle. And we're going to get that to the boil. And as you know, water can take up to 8 minutes to boil. So we're going to come back as soon as it's boiling. As you can see, it's simmering pretty hard around the edges now, and we don't want to burn anything. So we're going to start stirring this together. And try to be neater than I was just now. We're trying to keep it all inside the wok. That is one of the tricks of the wok, is it's got these nice sides, but if you're not careful, they can all go downhill on you. And now we're going to cook this just until it's come together and this liquid has reduced to where it's a real sauce instead of just being like a soup. So this is just about ready now, though. And if you wanted to, you could add some flavor enhancers. You know, like a lot of Asian cooking will use MSG. I don't personally cook with it because I have an odd reaction to it. But if you are someone who's okay with that, just a pinch of it, of that magic white powder will definitely improve your dinner if that's a flavor that you like. It's powdered umami, but what else you could do is you could add just a dash of soy sauce. Would give you a similar thing without the MSG. But this, with all this oyster sauce, I think is going to be pretty good just on its own. And we are just about there. All right, I'm going to give this a minute to simmer, and then I will see you guys back for final plating. All right, to finish this off, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a nice little portion of rice. And a big scoop of this stir fry on top of that. Very nice. I'm going to sneak in and get my green onions. Slide that on top. And then, hey, enjoy. Look at that. This is a dinner, nice and easy to make, quick, tasty. You could do this any night. It's half an hour is the total time or less, and that's including chopping all the vegetables. So I hope you guys try this at home. Feel free to use my other recipes. And something was brought to my attention the other day. In case you don't know, every single one of my recipes and episodes that I have, in the description, I list all the ingredients involved. So if you want to try this yourself, just go into the description. You'll find links if I need them, if I'm putting them to other recipes, and definitely there'll be an ingredient list for every one of these recipes. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, ring the bell so you can see what I'm doing. And this was my 49th episode, so stay tuned for the next one. That's going to be my 50th, and I'm going to do it something very special. See you there.